Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica.
Dana.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Well, thank you. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young. And we are here to rant and rave.
I just caught up to you. I didn't know you were going to go into it so fast.
I'm a full freak today, this afternoon, early evening.
Started this afternoon. It is getting into evening.
It's happy hour, and I'm drinking water. Oh yeah, baby.
I'm drinking fake iced sweet tea.
Oh
boy. What you snacking on?
Almonds.
So I had to plug in my computer real quick, so we took a quick break, and then we came back, and Jessica had her mouth full. That's why I was like, "Hey,
Let me tell you
on?
what's dumb as shit to be snacking on when you're recording or talking is something crunchy and dry, like an almond."
Oh, dry,
okay?
yeah. Almonds are dry. Whenever I was on the Absolute Worst podcast, we had Eric Stone Street on one week, and he purposely brought an apple to the recording.
That's very funny because I know he did that for the ASMR annoyance factor of it, but knowing his sense of humor.
Yes, he does that to his girlfriend Lindsay in the dark.
It's hilarious, and he always makes her think that he's taking a picture of her, but it's a video. That woman is a saint.
I know. She thinks he's so funny, and I love it. I love it when you have a friend that you're like, that friend is a weirdo like me, and their partner celebrates that weirdness. I love it. Like,
I love it too.
Would you be offended if I called you a weirdo?
No, I am weird.
Yeah. So am I. I think most creative people are. And
I don't think I'm creepy. I think I'm weird.
No. Yes. But I believe Alan absolutely celebrates all of your weirdness. And I love that.
Maybe not all of it, trust me.
Well, to a certain degree. Once you start talking marriage, listen, I get it. Like, there are times that Dan Tipton has looked me in the face and been like, and I can read his brain going, can we stop with the bits? Like, the other day, I had to fully explain a bit to him, and he goes, you don't have to fully explain a bit. And I was like, well, apparently I do. Because that's a really wonderful way to be.
Oh, my God. I don't see you laughing. Oh, but sometimes I
try to do bits and tease and poke, and he doesn't play back. He just gets mad, and I'm like, no, this was a joke. Anyway, most of the time he celebrates my weirdness. Here's what I will say.
Indeed.
He does not disown me when I don't shower for 3 days. So that's a win.
That's a huge win.
Jessica, I got in my car to go get my hair done today. And I was like, why does it feel weird in my car? And I was like, oh, Dan moved the seat, the blah, 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 blah. And I moved it all back. And I was like, yeah, but that's not it. And then I was like, oh, right. You haven't left your house for 6 days.
Oh, my God.
I've just been busy working on things. And so I haven't made coffees or lunches or anything because I've got projects and stuff I'm working on.
Yeah.
And so I just don't leave. And I don't even realize it till 6 days later. It's so weird. Especially now because the strike is on. And so Dan Tipton's on hiatus until we get that figured out. And so he always tries to step up in the summer and go, take Henry places and do things and appointments and whatever, because I handle that most of the year. And so he's like, I'll let her work on stuff. And also he likes just spending time with Henry and stuff like that. So I really get focused in on what I'm doing. And then I don't leave the house for 6 days. That's crazy.
I think you need to, well, you did break that pattern. I was going to say, I think you need to break that pattern tomorrow, but you did.
I broke it today. I got out and
your hair looks beautiful.
Thank you. I was definitely rude to some people, but we'll get into that later.
Yes.
How's your week been so far?
Well, you know what? I will tell you something real magical that I experienced, and I wanted to ask you, and I'm like, I'm going to wait until the show. When Henry was at any age, have you taken him to the Noah's Ark exhibit at the Skirball Center?
I have not, but I've heard about it.
It is absolutely magical, and I am telling all of you listening, children of all ages and adults, go check it out. First of all, it's a great center and it's a museum.
Yes.
They have amazing traveling exhibits. They also have a permanent collection there.
And their permanent collection's great.
It's great. They have a beautiful bookstore. They have a special kids bookstore, and that has all the Folk Manus puppets. Oh my God, those ones that look like real animals.
Yes, I love them.
You got to go and you got to take Henry.
Okay.
You will flip. They built that. First of all, there's nothing religious about it. Cause I told one friend, they're like, yeah, I'm kind of surprised you liked it. I mean, I'm not religious, neither are you. I go, they're not like talking about religion. It's literally Noah's Ark. It's an ark and animals. That's it.
It's just the fantasy of the story, the fantasy part. Yeah.
And what is so magical? Okay, the team that built this, they made a gigantic ark that's in like 3 different chambers and sections. They have timed entry. So like our entry was from 3 to 4:30. I loved that because I don't think there was 20 people within all 3 chambers combined while we were in there. It was quiet. Wow. There weren't kids having to vie for the same things to touch and play with.
And because that's hard for littles.
It's so hard. So let me tell you, it is. I will try to wrap this up because I can't stop obsessing over this place. It was so refreshing. There's nothing digital. I mean, they have some things, maybe actually I shouldn't say that. There's a rainbow that keeps appearing that's clearly projected onto the wall.
Oh, well, that's appearing. Just lovely.
It's so magical. But there's nothing digital. There's docents walking around, and maybe one of them has one of the puppets and is holding it, and then that puppet comes to life, right?
Yeah.
You can climb up these rope areas. God bless Alan. He got up there with one of our friends' kids and was climbing around up there. And it is just magical. What is everywhere you can look? 2 of every animal.
Love it.
Every single thing in there is made with recycled or found objects. When you see the pictures, you will flip out. I will post pictures on our page. Magical. I will give you one example. The first thing I saw, it's a crocodile and it's on like a ledge as you're walking into the ark. They took old tires, cut them in half, and so you just see the arc of the tire like coming out like the humps of the crocodile. Then it's a violin case, and the crocodile's tongue is the neck of a violin. And then they've taken bits of, I don't even know what it is, that create the teeth. And then they've used recycled crocodile handbags to give it real croc skin. It is magical. Everything is made out of, there's hedgehogs made out of macaroni noodles. Okay, do you get my drift?
Aww.
It's incredible. It's absolutely awe-inspiring. They also have Noah's Arks from all over the world. So like throughout the thing, there's like different plexiglass displays. It's like, here's one from Peru, here's one from Mexico, here's one from Alaska, all in the style of the area they're done in.
Right, there's some cultural significance there.
Yes. Because like, think about it, that is a story, and that's a fable, that's a whatever you want to call it, that has reached around the world.
Most people are familiar with.
Yes, it is incredible. Please, also, you would love it as a plant lover, and because of Zinnia, the outdoor garden area is really quite magical. And an artist, they have an installation currently where they put these questions that are on like a reflective surface that are posted throughout the garden, like questions that you can ask yourself. There's books everywhere. They have a garden library. You can grab a book with a kid and sit down somewhere out there. They have a family art room This is all
Wow.
included in the price of admission. You go in, and every weekend they're doing an activity. It's just a magical, magical place. I hadn't been there in years, and I'm telling you, go check out the Skirball Center if you're in LA or if you are coming to visit. It really is incredible.
Yeah, I need to go. I've never actually spent enough time in either Skirball or Getty, because they both have great collections.
Gotta. Yes.
I know. I've been, but I haven't spent enough time. And in fact, the Skirball, I kind of rushed through because I was actually there because I was hosting a charity event there. And so I did get to see things that others maybe don't get to, but I would like to go just as go through as a regular patron or whatever.
Exactly.
But you want to know something crazy? I'm glad we're talking about this because I love that you did that. I want to encourage all of our listeners, like, I know times are hard. They're always going to be hard, but like have some of these experiences either with your family or your friends or even just a day for yourself. I was talking to Dan Tipton. You know, we have lived here 23 years. It's 2023, right?
Isn't that nuts? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Just making sure because I don't know since COVID.
Right.
But we've lived here 23 years. He's never been to Griffith Observatory, and he's never been to Getty or Skirball.
No. It's got to change.
Your scream just made me laugh. You sounded like a giant bird.
It's got to change.
And
it's got to change now.
But we all do that. Think about where you live.
Of course.
You guys, like, I'm talking to everybody as if they're sitting here with us because that's how I feel. But like, think about where you live and like the things that your city is known for and how you haven't gone. Dan Tipton told me his father, who's in his 80s, has never been up in the St. Louis Arch, and he was born, raised, and lived there his entire life. And now he can't. Just mobility-wise, it would be too hard, you know.
Yes.
So, like, don't let that happen to you. Or we talk about
be
it here
a tourist in your own town.
100%. It's really fun. It's silly and it's fun. But, like, we talk about how we don't get to the beach enough. We live 40 minutes from the beach. I try to, now that I have a child, I try to make that happen. But I'm saying as adults, we need to do that for ourselves more.
Absolutely.
I think.
We do. Yeah. We absolutely do. That's a very fun, family-friendly thing to do, both of those museums, because of the indoor-outdoor areas and the way they're set up. And the Getty, I tell people, I'm like, if you are looking for anywhere to spend a lovely day yourself, but you want to take out-of-towners somewhere, go to the Getty. My granny literally considered that the jewel of Los Angeles. She's like, I'm going to be honest, the Getty's the best thing you guys have there. She goes, it's just quite extraordinary. The view is incredible.
Yes.
And the way the whole place was designed. Yeah.
Riding that weird little tram thing up the mountain, like all of it is an experience.
Totally.
Also, I love a museum gift shop. I mean, I could spend 2 hours in a museum gift shop.
So well curated, like as far as what they get.
Merchandising and yes.
I love, let's say that there's an exhibit on Japanese calligraphy. Then they're going to find Japanese or Japanese American artists and feature their works, right? Or jewelry or things like that. I love it.
And then along with that, they'll also be like, oh, do you want to learn how to do this? Here's a little kit and with scrolls and you know what I'm like, things you can't find anywhere else.
Totally.
It's just so cool.
I will say this. And that you brought up an excellent point too. A lot of these museums offer classes, and you talked about all the resources and stuff at the local libraries. If you are listening, go check out, look up local museums in your city or town. I promise there's something hopefully within reach that you can get to no matter where you are. And so many times they are offering free classes for enrichment. Oftentimes they're free or they really are a nominal fee. It's like $15 for a 3-hour class to learn how to do watercolor with so-and-so of the national parks. And you're like, what? Great.
Yes. And occasionally they'll have like the LA Arboretum right now sent out an email saying, hey, do you want to come with a docent? They'll walk, it's like a 2-mile walk, I think, around the property there. They'll take you inside the carriage house, which those kinds of things are usually locked up.
Yeah.
You can't just go in and out whenever you want.
Sure.
But they will let you go in with the docent who will then tell you about everything, and that's all free.
Love it.
If you're a member. Great. If you're not a member, I think it's like $12.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And they also said, and we'll take you through the gardens and the docent will give you gardening tips.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's magical.
It is magical.
These museums and stuff are magical and we just forget because they're always there.
Yeah. Take a kid, your own child, a friend's child. Take a child, if you can, to a museum and experience things through their eyes and expose them to art or another culture or literature, whatever it is. Yeah, I can't say enough about that experience this weekend. And I went with 2 very young children, and seeing how magical it was to them was quite inspiring.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful.
Indeed.
Jessica.
Dinah.
Would you like to tell everybody how they can get a hold of us? Because if you're just listening and you'd like to see our crazy faces, I have very messy hair, but I think my eyelashes look good. My therapist said they do.
They look great. So do your
Jessica
eyebrows.
Oh, thank you. Those are fake, you know. They don't grow out of my head anymore. Actually, they never really did. Anyway, thank you for the compliment. I can't just take it. What's wrong with me? I have to be like, oh, I drew them. If you'd like to see these drawn on eyebrows, you can find us at YouTube. So I'm gonna start saying that for a little bit now, just to maybe hopefully drive some traffic over to our crazy faces. But Jessica, I'll let you tell everybody how to get a hold of us.
Please find, like, subscribe, reach out. Anything you feel. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at the Rants and Raves Podcast, on TikTok at the Rants and Raves P. You can go to our YouTube channel, the Rants and Raves Podcast. We have all of our episodes, audio file only, full video, and we have our shorts. We have all kinds of stuff there that you can check out. We do post all the time. I don't mean all the time. I mean, we keep our shit current. I don't know why I'm feeling the need to over explain things. Sometimes I just can't stop. I'm going to stop right now. If you want to email us, the Rants and Raves Podcast at gmail.com, or hit the contact button on our website, www.therantsandravespodcast.com. Dana, take it away before I can't get my foot out of my mouth. Okay.
Well, I just want to tell people, if you're not watching us, you miss really special things, like when Jessica just tipped her teeny tiny top hat that doesn't exist to me.
I did.
Why is it so small? Why is your imaginary top hat so small?
Because it's like a real one that I have downstairs. It's like Uncle Sam's top hat that someone gave me for my birthday one year. I'm not joking. It's very small.
Believe you. I believe you, because it was very real. I mean, the fact that I knew just by 2 fingers on your body that you had a tiny top hat.
Oh my God.
It was very natural for you.
Really quick, I told you I'm going to go on a tangent. I'm going to say it really quick before we go into your rant. And I saw our friend Deborah Montegrano, and we ran into each other, and oh my God, she talked about the podcast and mentioned how she joined the Gentle Barn, which I love, and we talked about how cute it is. And also, as an aside, and where my mind goes, because you can see I lose track and don't know what I was talking about, tiny hats. They have them on the cows there. Like teeny, tiny hats. Yes, that like a volunteer made, and they're clipped into like a little bit of their hair. It's so ridiculously cute.
Oh my God. The Gentle Barn, if you don't follow them on Instagram, you're missing out. So
please, it'll give you joy every day.
Adorable all the time. But recently they did how each of our animals responds to their name. That was precious.
I love that.
And then I just saw one that was they gave each of the cows a ball. That was super cute.
Or banana. And a lot of them were not having it. They were not interested.
One cracked me up because Maybell could not get enough bananas. Every other cow on that farm hated bananas.
Right? Hated.
One cow sniffed it and then violently shook his head like he had been assaulted.
Yes.
I didn't want that banana so bad. Anyway, as you can tell, we can talk about it for hours. You should follow them. They're lovely.
Indeed.
Okay. Well, Jess, are we ready to get into this?
Oh, yeah. We're ready.
Okay. Well, let me preface this. I'm up first. And let me preface it by saying this is going to be very quick. Okay. A quick rant. Because it is somewhat of a repeat, but I have evidence this time. I came with evidence. Okay.
Sure.
I'm going to keep it quick because I told y'all I got out of the house today and I was not nice to a couple or more people. I shouldn't use this as an excuse, but it does happen to me. I'm aware of it. I'm a grown adult woman and I know I can feel I am on my period. Sorry about it. If that's too much information, and I am cranky. So this woman found me on a bad day. Okay. This is a rant from Dana Powell, but Jessica typed it out for me to read, and I like it, so I'm going to read it. Ranting about talking on your phone at a salon. I know, we've been here. Just hold on. This is another reason you need to watch us instead of just listen, okay? Not for a quick yes or no or an emergency, but to have a full-on conversation with a friend so loud that I could hear your word for word over the hair dryers because I was at the hair salon today. While I had noise-canceling AirPods in. Thank you for ruining an otherwise relaxing experience where a woman spent 10 minutes solid massaging my head, and it felt so good.
It's the best
Look at
part.
this angry nose. Do you see the shape of my nose? This is how you know when Dana gets angry. My nose flares. This is angry nose, okay? 10 minutes of lovely this, and you're going to ruin it. Yes. Okay, so here, and that's all I'm going to say. Maybe I might talk more. But I want to show you the video because here's what happened, y'all. I had a hair appointment. I got annoyed at some traffic people. That's not shocking to anyone, I'm sure. So I get to the hair appointment. I have a great time. I'm talking to my lady, and she's like, okay, you need to go sit in the back for a little bit, and then I'll come find you because she was juggling clients, whatever, right? I don't care. I'm there for luxury. I'm sitting there. And it's a long table where they put some of the ladies that are waiting sometimes if they're busy or whatever. And there's 8 of us there. And some ladies have foils and they're under a big dryer, like whatever. So it's noisy. I could hear this woman. She was doing the thing we've talked about on her speakerphone. And I did the whole glance over dirty look. I looked at the other women to go, are we going to band against her or am I a solo warrior here? Because I will be. You know, no problem with that. Well, I was a solo warrior, and here's what I did. I stared at her for so long until she looked right back at me. And then I widened my eyes, jetted my bottom teeth out as if I have an underbite, and slowly shook my head no. And
how did she react?
She turned it down. But didn't take it off a speakerphone. Now, I have video evidence of this, and I'm going to play it for you right now because this is how mad I got. I fully turned my body towards her instead of facing the table, got my phone out, held it up, and recorded her, all while making eye contact. Okay?
And she could not care less?
Nope. Now, you can't hear it on the phone, but I can hear the other person talk. How do I know you? I know, okay. I could tell you every word she was saying. So I recorded like that, Jessica, until she looked at me. And then I went, and confirmed that I knew she was looking at me. And yes, I was recording her on my phone for use on my podcast. You can't tell who she is. She got foils all over her head. So if you recognize her voice, then whatever, you're a genius. I don't care. But like, if you're going to be in public holding a private conversation, it wasn't like we need to get these files out. Okay. It was like, well, he came over to the house and I was like, well, we don't have many snacks, but we can get you something if you go. You joking me right now? If you were on the phone and you were like, it's been hurting me for days. I'm concerned because it's on the right or left side of my body, wherever the appendix is. Like, I might be like, oh my God. You know, and then I'll tip my tiny top hat at you and say, get help. Right? But like, just give me snacks while I'm trying to help somebody essentially and get lost in the, the luxury that I get every 7 weeks. I will come at you with my phone.
Yes.
She turned it down, did not take it off of speaker, and then finally hung up when she saw that I was recording her fully. Like, that's what it took. Because I was not hiding it. I was not sneaky. I set it up like this, Jessica. I was like not having it. And I knew I shouldn't speak because I'm grouchy. Anyway, that's my rant. I've ranted about it before. I'm going to say it again. It is not clearer sounding. She had thing on speakerphone. I don't know if you could tell in the video, because this is a small window. She had it on speakerphone, but still holding it to her ear like this, as if she were listening through the receiver. And I wanted to shake her and go, ma'am, except she was older and probably fragile. So, and also I try not to touch strangers. And by that, I mean, I never touch a stranger. But I just want to shake her and go, ma'am, take it off of speaker. You will understand it so much better. The sound is distorted. It's right against your head. And I can understand it across the table better than you can with it at your ear. Why don't they understand that part of technology? Like, I'll have a conversation at home on speakerphone out on my back porch.
Yeah, at home.
Or even if I'm at Target and I have to be like, beep, boop, boop, boop. Hey, do we need crackers? Cool. That's it. Right? But not a full conversation.
Hey,
anyway,
do we need crackers, first of all.
That's the call I make every week.
I hate anyone that answers their phone in a salon. People do it all the time. I haven't been to a nail salon in ages, but that is my number one pet peeve of people doing it, and I resent the hell out of it. And
I get that you're there, like, trying to relax, I think, but so am I. So shut up.
Exactly.
Because I don't want to be rude, but I don't give a dang about your life or the snacks in your house or who's coming over or how you know somebody's face. I don't give a flying rat. My son's home, so I have to be careful. Anyway, I'm done. Shut me up, Jessica. I can't. It's so rude.
Oh, my God. Well, I have a equally upsetting rant. It's about decorative animals, Dana.
Okay, interesting.
And the epidemic of them being formed and molded into yoga poses. Animals? I don't need to see a giraffe in child's pose made out of ceramic or resin or cement or anything else.
What haunted yoga forest have you found? Where is this?
No, I was in Marshall's and they had a whole slew of yoga posed yoga animals and faceless women. Just like weird, ugly statues, generic statues. Like this. They're just generic. Okay. They have no face. Sure. They come in black or white, shiny, ceramic, no
and they
detail.
Look a little like.
Here's the skeleton, Yogi.
No.
Here we go. Zebras. I thought it was see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, but nope, they're all posing, meditating, breath of fire, doing their thing.
Zebra spread leg. I don't want to see a zebra spread leg.
No. There was
It's like Sharon Stone. What's that movie?
No, it is not. Not even remotely.
What's that movie?
Basic Instinct.
Yes, I couldn't think of it. There's some sort of significance to them.
I don't think there is. I think the significance is that they're cheesy AF.
Oh, okay. Well, noted.
I see what you're saying, though. Like, is it something like this means peace and this means...
I'm not even talking
whatever.
Just about the poses, but like that style of statue.
Choking on my almond husks. Too much almond milk, almonds.
Drink your water. Dear God. You finished it.
I did finish it.
I know.
I'm going to tell you this. I have one more thing to add to this rant because I can't rant against Marshall's because I love the place. But let me tell you something. You better back that ass up because this is just one display of many. And they have, we just finished 4th of July and they're already putting out Halloween.
I have seen a lot of social media too saying after July 4th, it's Halloween through October. And I'm like, well, that's a little much. I love Halloween. Don't get me wrong.
Lady, listen, I'd be lying if I didn't want this Jack Skellington head cookie jar. And what else did they have? A giant cookie jar labeled as Deadly Nightshade. The Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my favorite movies in the world. Yeah. I don't need any cookie jar. I want both of them. I got neither. But if you think I'm not going to obsess about it and keep going back and looking at these pictures as I'm angry that they've put out Halloween in July, then you're mistaken. Dang it.
So mad. And also wants it so bad.
I really do. When I saw Deadly Nightshade, I almost fell over.
That
I was
is
like,
so cute.
It's so cute.
Man. I mean, honestly, being frank, I do have a lot of skeletons around my house year round. I am a bit of a macabre person. It's just the
I don't think that's bad.
I like. But
some people
putting
like
out Halloween decorations in July is a little bit much. If I did that as a regular person in my neighborhood, everybody would be frightened. So why are stores encouraging that?
I just hate also, we've talked about the jumping of the seasons.
It's so weird
We're not
because
even
it
in
makes
fall.
our life, and it speeds our life up.
It does.
It really, really does. And it's like, we don't need to do that. But also you're talking to a woman who has a literal skeleton of a unicorn on her porch every day of the year. Like, my husband thinks it's weird. My kid has asked me before, are you going to put that away? And I'm like, nope.
Oh my God.
I love it.
First of all, I'm dying. Are you going to put that away? Nope.
Nope. It's been there for like 2 years.
I love that he noticed it.
She sits beside two of my favorite plants.
Well, she's a protector.
Yes. She guards my porch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. We had some really interesting rants today, didn't we? Listen, things just get under our skin.
over here.
Over here making the world better. Just flipping off truckers and video recording old ladies at hair salons. Good job, Dana. Your work is done.
One yoga pose at a time.
Oh, namaste.
Hey, we can get in a prayer pose as we take a cleansing breath.
Yeah, except that feels disingenuous, so no thanks. Only if I can show my zebra. Okay. I'll beep it. All right. Okay, this is a staple of our show. We like to take a cleansing breath. We get all our angsty rant out things for you, for us, whatever needs to be. Then we take a deep breath in, blow all that out, and then spend the rest of the show filling up with kindness, funnies, charities, things like that. So scream it out if you can't. Be careful with those vocal cords. If nothing else, please take a minute to breathe with us. You'll feel better. Okay, are you ready, Jess? Right,
I am.
In. And yay!
Yes.
Okay, I think I'm up first for corners, right? It's my turn first this week.
Yep. Looks Jessica. Like. What's that?
I'm sorry, did you have something you wanted to say?
Oh, it just seems like maybe you have a weirdo of the week. You're weird. You're so very weird. Why must you bring your weirdness here?
This week we have an article from the Huffington Post. Let me see. I didn't look at the author. My bad. Let me tell you here real quick. This is by a ghost because they did not put the author.
That's right.
Jessica told me a little bit about this before in our 5-hour green room dump. It's still, as I read the headline, it's still so ridiculous to me. Underwater music show.
I'm already mad.
I know. Spotlights coral reef protection. Okay. Hundreds of divers and snorkelers listened to an underwater concert that advocated coral reef protection in the Florida Keys.
Really?
The Lower Keys Underwater Music Festival, which also spotlighted eco-conscious diving, took place at Low Key Reef, an area of the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. Was that a sanctuary? Located about 6 miles south of Big Pine Key. Established in 1990, the sanctuary protects 3,800 square miles of waters, including the barrier reef that parallels the 125-mile-long island chain. I didn't realize how big that was.
Mm-hmm.
Participants swam among Low Key's colorful marine life and coral formations while listening to water-themed music, whatever that means, broadcast by a local radio station.
Under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Out in the sun, they slave away. Wow. I don't know what just happened.
You're right. No, that is a water-based music. Or how about this one? I love a rainy night. Meow, meow, meow. I love a rainy night.
Is that Crystal Gale?
No, ma'am. It's a dude, isn't it?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, the Oceanic playlist included the Beatles, Yellow Submarine, Jimmy Buffett's Fins, and the theme from The Little Mermaid. So you weren't too far off. Tunes were interspersed with diver awareness messages about ways to I don't know why I'm laughing. It is for a good cause. It's just a little ridiculous, okay? About ways to minimize environmental impacts on the world's coral reefs, whose rich biodiversity has led them to be called the rainforests of the sea. Oh, that's actually beautiful. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
While the festival's primary purpose was to encourage reef preservation, yes, 100% on board with that. Yes, it needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It also afforded a singular underwater experience. Mermaids and other costume characters added unique visual elements to the auditory offering. All right, Huffington Post. On part of the continental United States' only living coral barrier reef. I mean, are they selling tickets still? Because I feel like the Huffington Post is trying to make me go. Shut up, Jessica. The 4-hour musical event.
Absolutely not. What?
At a Chamber of Commerce. And then there's a photo. Oh, wait.
That's longer than Braveheart.
I got to show you guys this photo. It's longer than the new Indiana Jones movie. Okay, in this photo provided by the Florida Keys News Bureau, Donna Whitney pretends to play a harp Saturday at the Lower Keys Music Festival. in the sanctuary near Big Pine Key. Yeah, legit. Listen, I think cosplay is great. You look great as a mermaid. I just don't know why you need the harp. I mean, it's for the event. It's for the event. I get it. Listen, I do a lot of weird things too. The message is good and kind, but I'm going to throw it back to what I said to you in the green room dump. Remember when I cannot remember for the life of me what band it was, but it was like Metallica or somebody weird, like you wouldn't think, gave an underwater concert, and you could get in the submersible and go down. And I'm like, why would I want to get underwater to hear? And may I point out, I love protection of the reefs, but when you be blasting music into the ocean like that, this is why the orcas are getting so mad. You know that, right? Like people think that
because
orcas
of Metallica.
Yes.
Take my hand, lost in underwater land.
Yes, because they're saying so. Like people were like
music.
Yes, because they don't like that genre. No, they're saying that the orcas. You know, we've seen a lot of videos of orcas smashing ships and stuff, but they won't attack people in the water. Or if they get in a lifeboat or a paddle boat, they don't attack the people. It's the boats they don't like, and they're saying it's because they went 3 years of the pandemic without very many boats, without the motor, the noise. And they don't like the noise. They're mad at us.
Yeah.
So why are you having a concert under there?
Okay. Also, that, first of all, is a huge point. And also, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm like, why are we taking an instrument's not junk, but it's made of metal? And why are we bringing things unnecessarily into the ocean? Because there are certain reefs and areas where they ask people, if you are going into areas that you're permitted to snorkel, to not wear sunblock, because that comes off the body and actually goes onto the coral reef.
These are very sensitive areas, and though I'm appreciative of the awareness, I don't know that the follow through was what needed to be. Like, I don't know.
Let's make sure this area stays pristine and clean. Come on, everybody, let's jump in. Bring your instruments. Let's have a concert for 4 hours.
Bring your
it's underwater.
Get ready to boogie. Wear your swimsuit.
No, thank you.
Bring your air nozzle. I don't know. I don't quite get it. I don't understand if they were just walking through shallow parts. Like, I'm not quite sure. I am all in favor of saving the coral reefs for sure. Raising awareness for sure.
Okay.
Let's not keep the animals and stuff prisoner while we do it.
Exactly.
I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, we have coming up next an snap corner. Or
is this new?
No, but it's been a while.
Okay.
I'll even throw in a Yasss queen.
Okay.
To this corner, because this makes me so happy. This comes to us from UPI. A Portland, Oregon venue is attempting to set a Guinness World Record by holding a drag show that lasts for a full 48 hours. Now
that I would go to.
This episode will be out next week, but right now, as Dana and I are recording, they are already about 36 hours in. So this is going on live as we speak, which is very exciting news.
I'm so jealous. Can you imagine?
It would be so fun. The Drag-a-thon began at 4 p.m. Monday at Darcel. God, I'm bad with Roman numerals. At Darcel 15 Showplace, and is scheduled to continue until 4 p.m. on Wednesday. The event is aiming to break a Guinness World Record and push back against drag show bans elsewhere in the country.
Yes.
Drag-a-thon came as a direct response to all the negative stuff against the drag and trans community in other parts of the country, where they're saying no more drag and too much drag, less drag. We're going the opposite. We're going to do more drag. The Drag-a-thon features more than 60 drag queens and drag kings. including RuPaul's Drag Race alums, Yasss, Eureka O'Hara, Lala Ri, and Peppermint.
Ooh.
Other celebrities slated to make appearances include Busy Phillips, Cheryl Strayed, Fred Armisen, and Carrie Brownstein.
Love it.
The event, co-hosted by Portland fashion boutique Wildfang, is also aiming to raise $250,000 for the Trevor Project,
amazing,
a nonprofit supporting LGBTQ plus youth. I just got a text, and I just saw L and then an O, and without opening it, I guessed it, and it's from Alan. And he just said, "They can hear you in the Mariana Trench. Shh. Loud."
Tell him. Tell him. Dana said to tell you that's what fun sounds like.
Anyways, that actually was great timing because that's the end of my corner.
Do you want me to cut that out? Would you like me to cut that part out, or do you want me to stay in?
Oh, I don't care.
So far today, you have gotten the text from your husband about being loud, while mine completely ignored the fact that I had a giggle fit on the toilet. So that's where we are. Didn't even look at me when I walked out. Just like, that's who she is. I accept her. I signed on the dotted line. It is what it is, and there's no need for discussion.
That's amazing.
Okay. Well, let's get to the best part of our show.
Yasss.
Yasss.
Depends who you're asking, but Yasss.
Yasss. Not a political podcast. However, should be known. Yes to drag shows, no to pedophiles. There's a difference. There's a huge distinction.
Thank you, Major.
Alrighty. So, my rave this week is so cool. You know I'm going to be so excited. And it's so appropriate. If you're watching, I'll give you a visual surprise before I announce it, too. Announce my crazy. So, my rave is Kids Gardening Grants. Grow More Good Grassroots Grant. So I'm going to read to you about it, but you can find them at kidsgardening.org/grant opportunities. There's many more words. We'll put it in our show notes in case this is something you want to take advantage of. And wouldn't it just be crazy if I had a plant right here beside me before I even knew that this was going to happen? And another emotional support plant.
Emotional support plant.
Aren't you adorable, Dana?
Support plant. I think that needs its own song.
Okay, so let's get to the goodness. The Grow More Good Grassroots Grant, brought to you by the Scott's Miracle Grow Foundation and Kids Gardening, is designed to bring the life-enhancing benefits of gardens to communities across the United States. They will bring the life-enhancing benefits of gardens and green spaces to 10 million children by the end of 2023. Now, y'all know I love plants. I have a burden in my heart for children and teaching them about kindness and life lessons through nature. I think that nature really informs a lot of things that we just often don't think about. So, you know, I love this so much. 10 million children. Shameless plug. I do have a children's show if you have kids. It's on YouTube. It's called Zinnia's Garden. I'm Zinnia. Okay, moving on. In 2023.
I love it.
I just think it's important to teach our kids how
of course it is,
amazing nature is, and how to prevent us from destroying it, please. Like, yes. we messed up already. Please don't you. What are we on, the 5th day of the hottest day in record now? And
we're going into a 2-week stretch, I heard on the news.
Yep. Yeah.
Just around the country.
Crazy. It's around the world, Jessica, not just the country.
But also, don't worry. People are skiing in bathing suits in Mammoth in Northern California. It's July. And there's still that much snowpack.
Because of because of the snowstorms. Man.
Yep.
That's crazy. But I wish I knew somebody that was doing that.
I wished the person that was doing that you knew was me, because that is heaven. I don't need to be in a bathing suit to do it.
No.
But there's nothing like spring skiing, so I can't imagine summer skiing.
That's crazy.
I know.
Okay. In 2023, 160 programs will receive funding to start or expand their youth garden or green space. So this is a rave that you can take advantage of. You can receive one of these grants. I'm going to read to you about it, okay? This is nothing that you have to give back. They are giving back, and you might want to be a recipient. Okay, so a total of $95,000 will be awarded. Any nonprofit organization, school district, university, government entity, or tax-exempt organization, such as religious organizations and tribal governments in the United States and U.S. territories, serving at least 15 youth is eligible to apply. So that's a ton of y'all. So please prick up your ears, because this could help your community. All applicants must be planning to use the funds to install new or improve existing youth gardens or green spaces. Ooh, I love it. It gives me goosebumps. Applicants must provide proof of 501c3 status or qualify as tax exempt. If your organization has not achieved 501c3 or tax exempt status, you may apply for a Grow More Good grassroots grant by partnering with a fiscal sponsor who has achieved the status. So you can partner with somebody who has the status if you don't, right? The selection of winners is prioritized based on demonstrated need, love it, and program impact. Kids gardening considers a variety of factors when determining needs, including socioeconomic and sociodemographic factors. Does the program exist within or engage a community that has been systematically denied resources, whether physical assets and money or representative leadership and community services? Love that. These are the people that need it. They don't have access to it. Program funding and support. Does a program have access to consistent, substantial monetary support or prior grant funding? Or are pre-existing resources, financial or otherwise, limited? Programs experiencing the latter are considered higher need. Impact. Will grant funding dramatically expand learning opportunities for program participants? Does the intended impact reflect the actual needs of the community? Submissions are accepted in January each year with a deadline in February. Start planning now to have your submission ready if this is something needed that you could apply for in your community. So I know that was a lot of words, but I'll just simplify it here and say, if you want to create a youth garden space and you are a nonprofit, a 501c3, a religious organization, a school, university, you are eligible to apply. And they want to give you funding, especially if you don't have assets. So think about what
if you're
you do.
A teacher.
Correct. Also think about your friends. If you know any teachers, if you know people that might benefit, tell them. This money is out there waiting to help people. Go get it.
Exactly.
We'll put the link in our show notes, but you can probably just Google kidsgardening.org. I'm sure it'll come up. And then you'll want to look for the grant opportunities. That's a lot of money, y'all.
I love that.
$95,000 is available. So go get it.
That is a lot.
Yeah. Love it.
This is something that I came across recently, and I think you're going to love it so much. I didn't even know that this was a thing, and I love that we have this available in Los Angeles. This is a company called Sway, S-U-A-Y, Sway LA. You can find them at swayla.com. Sway is a Los Angeles-based 100% vertical sewing and production shop founded in 2017. Pioneering the cleanup economy, Sway products are created from a combination of post-consumer waste, dead stock, and domestically, organically grown fibers. By the way, if you don't know what dead stock means, that's when it's referring to products. It could be apparel, clothing, or products like glasses. Dead stock, meaning, we're not going to sell these anymore. And then they're like shelved in a warehouse. And then 20 years later, somebody's like, oh my God, I found these dead stock 1990s peepers. And right?
Yes.
So sorry, I got carried away about my dead stock knowledge. And domestically organically grown fibers. Operating out of a 5,000 square foot sew shop and retail space in Northeast LA, Sway is cultivating a new workforce of textile recyclers within the garment industry, with a team of 30 employees dedicated to eradicating the massive amount of destructive waste from the fashion industry. In 2019, Sway diverted over 250,000 pounds of garments from landfills, and their positive environmental impact continues to grow year by year. Wow. Founded on the vanguard ethos of true progressive circularity, know your grower, know your sewer, Sway has continued to support garment workers' rights and policy reform for fair wages, highlighting the numerous systemic injustices within the fashion industry. In the spring of 2020, in the midst of the pandemic, Sway expanded its activist arm to include weekly food distribution to garment workers, solidified long-term partnerships with national organizations to support indigenous communities, and launched their nationwide textile donation recycling program, Sway SOS. Wow. Sway remains determined to create a culture of community and reuse. Their dedication to design, coupled with a drive for activism, is putting reclaimed products at the center of a social, economic, and environmental revolution. Now, that was a lot, but I think you get the crux of it. I beg you to go check out this website. They have all kinds of garments that they've reworked, saving things from landfills, because if you haven't heard about it, I'm a little shocked because it's a lot in the news these days, fast fashion as it's called. And this way of the cheap, overly manufactured things that are just cranked out all the time and that are done and thrown in the trash.
Yes.
And that is also contributing to our environmental problems and pollution, right?
Yes.
So what I love about them so much, number one, they have a repair shop. They are
That's what
advocating
I was looking at.
Right? They can repair anything as far as clothing. Again, like ripped textiles of sorts, holes, all that stuff. They have a textile recycling program. It's incredible. Please look into it. Please consider doing that. If you are going to toss something and you're not already, if it's not in perfect shape, to be donated to someone and gently used. Community dye baths? What? So you bring your faded or stained clothing, sheets, you name it. If it's a textile, they have community dye baths. It's shown on their site currently right now. They always have like 6 or 7 colors. So you could send your dingy white sheets and be like, I want to dye them in that pumpkin color, or I want to do the cosmic tie-dye.
What?
So I love that it's so cool. And something I found really, really special that I know you will appreciate is the memory quilts that they make.
I was just going to say that too.
Right? So it says, love your grandpa's old pants, but can't wear them. Let's quilt them. Staring at all those old band t-shirts in your closet. Let's wrap you up in them while you dance all night. Got all those beloved baby clothes you want to be closer to? Now you can get cozy in them. So they do a memory quilt. They are incredible. These are made with love and stitched with care. They tell you the whole process and how it works. And I think that is also a very, very special thing if you wanted to get someone a gift and like go in on it, like have everybody contribute. We did that for my friend, for our friend years ago for the 10th anniversary of, or it wasn't even the 10th anniversary at that point. I think it was the 5th anniversary of Improv Utopia. Everybody gave like $10 and everybody sent in a shirt from a festival over the years and made a giant, sent it to a place and they made a giant quilt out of the old t-shirts. And it's awesome. It's such a cool idea to do with old t-shirts that you don't want to get rid of, but you're not going to wear.
You customize it. So they give you color palettes for what your the palette of your quilt is. And then they also allow you to choose your memory quilt pattern. So like how the pattern of the quilting That is so cool.
It's so cool. A great, great, great company and such a cool concept. And I hope it just continues to grow.
I do too, because just to piggyback on what you said about it being in the news a lot right now, I don't know, I'm sure most of you have already heard, but like you and I have talked about this before. It is such a conundrum because a lot of times there are people that do fast fashion because clothes are expensive, right? So like we all know Shein is one of the evil bastards. And recently, did you hear about all this where they flew some influencers over? And it's very clear that it was a setup thing. They also went after influencers who don't get as high pay based on not necessarily audience size, but because maybe looks. I don't know. You know, all I know is that they invited a couple of very body positive plus size women.
Sure.
Okay. They treat their workers so horribly. They don't pay them. I was reading this article and it was like the women don't have time to even wash their hair. Their hours are so long when they go home. They wash their hair on their lunch break at the factory. There's no emergency signage anywhere. Accidents happen. They are working. They get 1 day off a month and they work 7 days a week. That's why you get 7 pairs of earrings for $1.25. Okay. Somebody else is paying for it. It's just not you.
Yeah,
it's the backs of these laborers. Okay.
Exactly.
And fast fashion fills up our landfills. Jessica and I have always been a big proponent of thrift store shopping. I like to buy vintage clothing, whatever.
Yes.
And if I do buy newer things, I try really hard not to make it somewhere that's hurting people. Like I'm sure Target's not a saint, but they're cheap and they pay their workers. They don't work them 30 or 29 days a month. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of really evil stuff going on, and I know it's so tempting. And listen, occasionally, like I have to admit, I bought something off of Shein. I bought a swimsuit off of Shein because it was the only place I could find a swimsuit that was made for my body that I felt comfortable in because it had little flutter sleeves and I could not find one anywhere else. So I get it, but we cannot continue to bolster and support these companies that are breaking humanity rules. Right? Sorry, I know I just got on a soapbox, but it's cruel, it's awful, and we should be mindful of that.
I know.
So a place like this,
take your stuff to donation, find a place that recycles it, or I don't know what you have in your community, but consider that. Also, we have lots of crafty people. Take your hand at dyeing some stuff at home.
100%. I've done it, and I'm not that brilliant. It's all it is about taking the time. Okay, set aside some time on a Saturday or a Sunday or whatever your day off is, and just go, I'm doing this for me. It's not a job. It's fun. I want to dye my bed sheets so that they don't look dingy when I get in bed, because right now I can't afford to buy a $120 set of sheets, right? Make it new again.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Indeed. Thank you.
I really do. They also still have their Pride collection up, just in case you were wondering. I'll probably be perusing that.
I love it.
All right. Jessica.
Dana.
I think that's our show.
I think it is.
My phone just made a magic noise. Do you know what that means? Did you hear it go?
No.
It's my I talk about this every once in a while. My affirmation app that I have on my phone. This is the one it just sent me just now. It's my time. I love that. Just a little moment for me to go. It's my time. Okay. Do you want to tell people how to get a hold of us, and then I'll launch into my point to ponder that is tied into my rant?
Absolutely. Again, please reach out. We have another great rant that just came in. I'll save that until next time. No spoiler alerts. Please keep your correspondence with us going. We love it. We love connecting with all of you. And thank you for always supporting and coming on this ride with us. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at the Rants and Raves Podcast, on TikTok at the Rants and Raves P, on our YouTube channel, the Rants and Raves Podcast. You can find us directly through Gmail, the Rants and Raves Podcast at gmail.com, or go to the contact button on our website, www.therantsandravespodcast.com. Thank you. And it's been a pleasure, milady.
We have laughed a lot. It is currently 6:34 p.m. and we got on this call at 3:15. Okay? So when we say we have 5-hour green room dumps, both of our husbands right now are probably like, what the are they doing? Or not, because they can hear us. Okay, anyway. So I like to leave us every week. Oh, first of all, are you watching anything? Is there anything? I saw Indiana Jones. What have you been up to?
And did you like it?
I did enjoy it. We took my son.
Excellent.
The only thing I'll say is, it's a Hollywood summer blockbuster. It maybe didn't need to be 2.5 hours. Literally, everybody was walking out of the theater going, that was long. Like, nobody was like, I hated that or anything like that, but they were like, that was long.
I like an hour and 45 is the sweet spot.
Oh, I think an hour and 30. You hit 45 and I'm going to pee my pants. Yeah.
Like, that's like, I'm being generous with that 45, including like the trailers, I guess, since there's an hour of those now.
I mean, unless you're Kenneth Branagh doing Shakespeare, I don't need you to take up that much of my day.
Oh my God. I'll tell you what I just finished. I don't think you've watched any of it. And we just binged through season 2, The Bear.
Oh, yeah, I have not, because I'm not into cooking.
It's outstanding.
That's what everybody says.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd like it or not. I loved it. It's not something where I'll be like, you'll love it. But it's really, really, really a great show. And it has some incredible character arcs. And that is always exciting to see in a show.
I know that
it's so well done.
Is that one guy that does I don't know if it's HelloFresh commercials. It's one of those food ordering commercials. And he's kind of a roly-poly guy. And he talks like this.
Maddie Matheson.
Yes, I do like that guy. He's a very
famous chef. He's a very famous chef from Canada.
Oh, is that who it is? I really like him.
He's he's awesome. I love him. He's great.
Is he on that show?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like
him. It's
him.
really good.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something happy about him. Okay. Well, I can't start it right now because one of our listeners sent me a show that I'm going to be starting soon. So there's that. We do listen to you guys, okay? Send me all your recommendations. I did do the Ashley Madison documentary on Hulu.
Worth watching or no?
I mean, I don't think it told me anything.
No, just the hesitation and the face you made tells me no.
Because normally that's right down up my alley. Up or down my alley.
And if it was good, you would have texted me, Jessica, you better watch this.
Yes. I wouldn't say it was that. It was something to fill the evening, right? Meh. I did binge Black Mirror real hard, real fast.
Oh, I still need to see that.
Oof. So good. I love that show. But it is on the darker side if you're not into that. Not like scary, jump scare horror, but like make your brain stay up at night going, oh my God, what would I do? There's one specific episode with Aaron Paul and Josh Hartnett that is so freaking fantastic. They're both phenomenal in it, but it will make you. I made our friend Kate, I was like, as soon as you watch it, you have to text me. I have to talk to someone about this because what would you do? That's all I'll say. It's phenomenal. Watch it if you only want to watch one episode. It is crazy town. Good. I'm trying to think if there is anything else that I've done. I've been working a lot, so staying up till 3 trying to figure things out. So I'll just go ahead and get to my point to ponder. I always like to leave us with either an interesting fact or like a little quote or something that we can ponder for the week. Now, this week, I am going to give you an interesting fact from this magazine. It is the National Geographic.
Jealous.
It is from August of 2021. I did steal this from my hair salon, and this is what I was reading when I got so mad at that woman on her phone. because I was obviously reading very important stuff, like the history of gladiators. I've always been very interested in it, probably because I'm morbid. But here's what I want to tell you. I won't read you all the whole article. I did ask permission to steal it, not from the shop owner, but from my personal hairstylist. She said yes. So not the first time I've stolen a magazine from a doctor's office, by the way. So here's the interesting fact. And I me and Alan, we've watched a million documentaries on all this kind of stuff and medieval things and everything. And so we have to get cocktails soon so that Alan and I can just talk nonstop. And then you can tell him to stop being loud. The thing is, we have this idea that gladiators just killed each other mercilessly all the time. And the reason they think we believe that is we found a lot of things that showed, like the thumbs down, it's in all of our movies, all of this. They said 9 out of 10 gladiators walked away alive and well from fights because they were considered property. So they had high value. They didn't want to just slaughter them all the time. But every once in a while, there would be a fight to the death, and it was usually criminals or whatever, right? And those were very highly publicized because they were unusual. And so that's some of the artifacts that we have found, are tableaus and tapestries and paintings on walls and things of advertising for that, or showing the thumbs down and the murder. But that was there because it was an unusual thing. But we have taken it and made it such that gladiators just mercilessly killed everyone, and a thumbs up or a thumbs down would determine whether you lived or not. And also to surrender, in movies, it's like, oh, shameful, they'll kill you anyway, right? No, they have been finding there is a town behind on the other side of Mount Vesuvius from Pompeii, that all of the molten lava and stuff went towards Pompeii. And that's why we have all of this almost like semen stuff, preserved. But the other town, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, it did not get any of the lava, but it was destroyed by the volcano. The gases and all of that made it uninhabitable. So there's a ton of stuff that we are finding there. And they are finding that more often than not, gladiators, when they would get hurt and knew it was time to give in, they would raise their pointer finger. And then it would be over, and they would often celebrate each other. And they frequently had their families on the sidelines waiting for them to finish their match. Fascinating.
I had no idea.
August of 2021, guys. National Geographic. Anyway, I just thought it was such an interesting fact to get out there. Now you can go to parties and be the cool guy and tell them, hey, gladiators weren't really just murdering each other all the time. How do you know? Because there was a town on the other side of Mount Vesuvius.
Or the pilot from Airplane. Joey, do you like movies about gladiators?
Under the sea. Under the sea. We've lost it. It's time to end this marathon. It's not even night. It's not even a late night excuse.
It's not.
We haven't seen each other in a while. I enjoy you.
I know.
I
enjoy you, my friend.
Such a better mood after recording with you.
Same.
So thank you
for
that.
We always laugh. Thank you.
God. Way too loud.
Everybody laugh. Laugh more in your life.
I love to laugh.
And loud and long and clear.
That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back next Tuesday. Love you.
Love ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.